We have pretty good attendance so far. Um, Based on the agenda, just a quick update on the Army Corps of Engineer channel dredging bids, which I sent an update out whatever day they opened it, Friday. Very encouraging. The pricing was favorable. It was within the funding that the Corps has to do their work. It was also below the Corps' internal estimate of what that work should cost. And so the apparent successful bidder is Cashman, which I think by and large everyone agrees is well qualified to do it. They have and will presumably bring sufficient equipment to get the job done and hopefully provide us with a window to do some piggyback at the end. Because of the pricing being favorable, the Corps will award the full scope, including the overdredge. They had carved that out just in case they bumped up against the budget, but because it's under the budget and within the funding, they'll be able to do their complete scope of work or have Cashman do the complete scope of work. There will be some type of a kickoff meeting in the near term, which the town representatives dredging task force will be able to participate in. I don't know when it is. I don't know exactly where it will be, but I recall from earlier conversations that they kind of like to have it on the site. So hopefully it'll be, down in Will's office area. Any questions on the Corps? Okay, we'll move on to piggyback dredging and specifically the preparation of an RFP, which is really the key item to focus on this morning's conversation. Will and I spoke to GEI last week. They're well versed in what's required to put together the RFP and the appropriate documents. And they were going to submit a cost estimate to Will. I don't know if they've done that yet. Will, have you seen anything come from GEI?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So we'll anticipate that we'll be doing the RFP. Mike, were you able to find any go-by documents that we would use as templates?
Actually, Will and I had a couple of conversations. We also had a conversation with GEI, and we also spoke with Griffin Bedoin, who is the town engineer in Barnstable. They've done two recent dredging projects, one on the north side, one on the south side. Griffin was going to send me some documents. I don't know if I've received them yet or not. I was off yesterday. But also in our discussion with Dan Robbins at GEI, I got certainly got a certain comfort level that he might be able to put those documents together for us. So I think that probably that combination of, we're just working with Dan and seeing what, if he has any need for, documentation that he can't provide on his own. I'm sure we can put that bidding documentation together jointly.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. It's all very encouraging. I think it'll be put together. I think when we do get those documents from GEI, obviously, we'll go through them as a group and make any tweaks or suggestions. There's some of those documents I would expect we would want outside counsel to take a look at.
Yeah, that might be, we may want to do that as well. I'd like to reserve decision on that.
Yes, okay. One thing we don't want to lose track of is the clock in terms of, I assume we have to advertise for bids, public notice. Who knows or who can find out what those requirements are so we put it on our calendar and make sure that we advertise in timely fashion?
Yeah, I think if you let Will and I work with Dan on that, we'll come up with a schedule for that.
Okay. The documents that GEI will put together will be essentially appropriate for our 2-year plan, and then the piggyback will just be a small subset to that. My point being that their effort will serve us well for next year and the year after when we do our larger scope, even beyond the piggyback. So that'll position us for next year's bidding cycle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Next item was clerk of the works we talked about previously, and same question. GEI was going to take a look at that and get back to Will. And I assume we're still just waiting for him to get back, much like on the documents.
Yeah, after talking with them on Thursday and Friday, they're going to be writing that up.
Good. Then the last item I had anyway was the permits. And again, I had forwarded an email recently from Melissa Richards. It sounds like they're making some progress on the last remaining permit that the Corps has to issue for our work, meaning for piggyback. Doesn't affect the channel dredging. That's the Corps has all the permits that they need. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this issue. I'll follow up with Alyssa later this week or early next just to make sure the person at the Corps who's reviewing it is well aware that we want to be positioned for piggyback dredging, which means we'll need that permit in place. Any other questions or comments or on permits? Okay, that's all I had on the agenda. Does anyone have anything else that we should discuss either now or at the next meeting? Okay. Last call.
That was easy.
That was easy, that's right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate calling in today.
Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone have a good day. Stay safe.
Thank you.